Once upon a time, in the serene kingdom of Luminara, where rolling hills met glistening lakes and every night was adorned with a sky full of stars, there was a legend of a magical artifact known as the Moonlight Crown. This crown, made of silver and embedded with moonstones, was said to possess the power to bring peace and prosperity to the land. The tale of the Moonlight Crown was passed down through generations, but it had been lost to time. Many believed it was a mere legend, a story to inspire hope. But in the heart of Luminara lived a young girl named Serene, who believed the crown was real and was determined to find it. Serene had always been fascinated by the night sky. Her mother had told her bedtime stories about the Moonlight Crown and its mystical abilities. Each night, she would gaze out at the stars, dreaming of the adventure that lay beyond the horizon. One crisp autumn evening, as Serene was tending to her garden under the light of the full moon, she noticed a peculiar star shining brighter than the rest. It seemed to pulse with a rhythmic glow, casting a silver beam down to the ground. Intrigued, she followed the beam into the depths of the nearby forest. The forest was enchanting at night, with moonlight filtering through the trees and casting ghostly shadows on the forest floor. Serene walked cautiously, her heart racing with anticipation. The beam of light led her to an ancient oak tree, its trunk wide and gnarled with age. At the base of the tree was a small, intricately carved wooden door, almost hidden by vines. Serene pushed open the door and descended a winding staircase that seemed to go on forever. As she reached the bottom, she found herself in a vast underground chamber. The walls of the chamber sparkled with luminescent crystals, and at the center of the room was an ornate pedestal. On the pedestal rested the Moonlight Crown, its silver gleaming moonstones glowing with a soft, ethereal light. Serene approached it with reverence. Just as she reached out to take the crown, a soft voice echoed through the chamber. "Who dares to seek the Moonlight Crown?" The voice was warm but commanding. From the shadows emerged an elegant figure, draped in robes that seemed to shimmer like stardust. It was the guardian of the crown, a mystical being who had watched over the artifact for centuries. Serene took a deep breath and spoke bravely. "I am Serene, a humble seeker of peace and prosperity for my kingdom. I believe the Moonlight Crown holds the key to bringing harmony to our land. I wish to use its power for the good of all." The guardian studied Serene with a thoughtful gaze. "Many have come seeking the crown, but only those with a true heart and pure intentions can claim it. To prove your worth, you must complete 3 trials." Serene nodded, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The guardian gestured to the chamber, and 3 paths illuminated by moonlight appeared. Trial 1, the Path of Courage. Serene chose the first path, which led to a mist-filled cavern. Inside, she found herself face to face with a fearsome dragon, its scales glinting with an eerie light. The dragon roared, sending tremors through the cavern. Serene felt a surge of fear but remembered the stories of bravery her mother had told her. She gathered her courage and spoke gently to the dragon, expressing her wish to pass through and her desire to use the crown for peace. To her surprise, the dragon's anger softened, and it allowed her to pass, acknowledging her bravery. Trial 2, the Path of Compassion. The second path led to a serene glade where a group of magical creatures was in distress. Their home was being ravaged by a powerful storm that threatened to destroy their habitat. Serene immediately set to work, using her skills and compassion to help the creatures. She built shelters, gathered food, and comforted those in need. The storm abated, and the creatures, grateful for her help, blessed her with a gift, a small vial of enchanted water that would guide her in her next trial. Trial 3, the Path of Wisdom. The final path took Serene to a grand library filled with ancient tomes and scrolls. In the center of the library was a massive tome with a riddle inscribed on its cover. To unlock the final trial, Serene had to solve the riddle. The riddle spoke of harmony and the balance between light and dark. Using the wisdom she had gained from her adventures and her deep understanding of the stories her mother had shared, Serene deciphered the riddle and found the key to the final chamber. With all 3 trials completed, Serene returned to the pedestal and reached for the Moonlight Crown. The guardian smiled, seeing the purity of Selene's heart and the wisdom she had gained. You have proven yourself worthy. The moonlight crown is yours, but remember, its power lies not just in its magic but in the strength of your intentions. Serene carefully lifted the crown and felt its warmth and light envelop her. She returned to Luminara, where the crown's magic began to weave its way through the kingdom.